Okay, so now we're at the second hour. It's not bubbling as vigorously as it was. So maybe it's used up a lot of the material that's inside. Temperature is at 785 at the top, 791 at the bottom, going on and off. It's hovering around its optimum of 788 at the bottom. The top one is stayed elevated above its upper setting, but that's because heat added to the bottom rises to the top. And it shows it's about 3/4 of the way done in terms of what it thinks it needs to do in terms of timing. It's like an hourglass timer. It doesn't reflect what's really going on inside. The heater filter's gone up from 440 to 564. So apparently it's processing those syngases that are coming out of here, coming up to the catalytic converter, which is the most expensive part of it, and trying to make them not smell. And of course, we don't have any smell right now. So it seems that it is working as it should. Earlier it smelled really bad, so that was concerning.
What's that?
What is that? That is a plastic to oil machine, and it's probably toxic.
What's in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pointing cigarettes.
It's using heat. The thermodynamics. Now, I remember what we talked about last night? Thermodynamics. Thermodynamics, Nye. Yeah, thermodynamics is heat. Yes. Don't put your fingers near it, Nye. Keep your fingers away. It's called thermodynamics. Thermodynamics, Nye, say it. Can you say it? You're welcome, Nye. All right, let's get away from the machine. Let's get away from the machine.
Maybe this one will be a thermodynamic.
Thermodynamics, yeah. That's right. Okay. Let's leave it for the final hour. Okay, we're at the 3-hour mark, and at the 3-hour mark, it has stopped itself. It said full a second ago. That was all filled with yellow, and then all of a sudden it just went off. So we just hit the 3-hour mark, and it says, okay, we're done. And so we've got to let it cool off a little bit, and then we're going to remove that, but we can't use our finger to touch that because it's going to be very hot, that heat plug, to let some heat escape so it can cool down a little bit. But we don't want it to cool down too much because then it could suck water right up back through as it creates a vacuum. So we're going to have to check on that. So you're going to remove the heat plug from there and just clamp on it and pull it out. Yeah, and lay it down on this wood here. And you can feel it's super, super hot. Uh-oh, don't touch that with your fingers. You can stand it up. Okay, like that. All right. Now, I'm not going to remove the bottom one. The heat's going to go out of the top. It's high temperature, but you can see there's heat coming out. This is not going to be safe to open for a while because it's a 770, but it is dropping now. And probably in a half an hour to an hour, it will get down toward, if it can get toward the 212, like boiling temperature, that's still hot, but that's, we could crack that open then so that it doesn't create a vacuum. Obviously when it's at 212 it still has positive pressure, but if it's negative pressure, it's going to suck the water right back in. That's when we have to crack that open. I do not want to crack that open while it's at 766 because it could burst vapors into flame. That's my thought. A true engineer would know better than me, but I'd be afraid of that. There's still positive pressure. You can see bubbles coming out. So even though it's cooling off, it is still, the heat is still forcing gases out. And we, of course, if we crack this open now, we get toxic gases released as well. So we don't want it to be bubbling. On the other hand, we don't want it to suck air in. I'm going to wait till this gets down below, obviously, Fahrenheit 451 from that Ray Bradbury book. That's the temperature that paper combusts. I want to get down to about 212, which is boiling, because then nothing combusts that I know of. There might be, actually gasoline might, I don't really know. So it would be helpful to look up and in your report write what the different flash points and explosion points are and combustion points are. But certainly at 7:55 there's no way we're opening this thing up. So I just opened up, I took that one out. Now I've opened up both heat ports to let the temperature drop faster. But then you have to watch it and make sure it doesn't fall too quickly, too fast. Okay, we're at hour 4 and we're down to cookie oven temperature. And this is about actually hour 4.5 maybe. Is it? What time is it now? It's 3 o'clock. So at 2:30, 2:40 was about hour 4. And so we had removed the plugs. It is now not, I don't think, safe to open it up, but it's safe to open this up. So if you want to, you can crack this. And keep doing that and pull that open. Because now we're at oven temperature. All right. And then with this thing like that, now, of course, it's not going to suck water up and through. And yet it's still got positive pressure because it is hot. So it would be still going this way. But then as it gets cooler, it's going to start going that way. And that's why we want to get the air open. So it's fine and it's safe. And the rest of the thing can just cool down on its own. And we're going to be leaving soon. But he says 3 now, or we're leaving at 4? Okay, so we'll check in another hour to see what it got down to, and then we'll know the whole process. As I said, it usually takes 5 hours, like I said, right? So it seems to be bearing true. Yeah. All right, we're almost at hour 6, and it's cooled down to 228 at the top Fahrenheit and 193 at the bottom. And it's still very hot to touch. I suppose, if you wouldn't mind holding on to this, let me see how hot this is. I guess I can get these off. Still hot.
Okay.
This last one. Nye, go away. Step away, Nye.
No.
Yes, Nye, I want you to step away.
Mommy.
I want you to step away. Go back that way, Nye. Here. You stay away from it because it's dangerous. Play with the surfboard, Nye. Let's turn on a light and see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so as you can see, it's not that much carbon residue in there. And it's cooling off now considerably. So that oil fraction, which is, you have to shine a light through it to really see. It really dirtied the thing up. But there's an oil fraction and a water fraction, and the oil is this part, this blackish part right here. It's a very dirty oil. That little thin layer there, the rest is just dirty water. If we cleaned the retort even better, it would be easier to see. But all right, so that is what it's looking like on the inside. Not a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, there's some, I mean, that stuff has to be removed, right? Can you see it down there? Yep, coming. So that's the carbon that's left behind. And you can take a look in there. And then, yeah, I can't really get a good look at how much oil. When we drip the oil off, we'll see. But it's anything above the water line, so it's this part here. All right.